6. Command Toga, SRS runway, auto thrust is loose. 80 knots, thrust set. 5500. 31. Rotate.
Well, hello, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Don't mind me here as I stand under the wing of my A320 Neo. I know it's not an A300. I was fully ready to do an A300 stream. I was trying to do a practice sector, and my VRAM was through the roof. My nose wheel steering was still bugged. You gotta reload. You have to Alt F4 the sim every time you end it. And I just said, screw it. I mean, it's been, A300's been out for, what, a couple months now. Hasn't really received any updates, and it's still, I mean, it flies great, but the nose wheel steering issue, I have to reload it twice to be able to steer on the ground. And then my VRAM, I don't know what's happened. 5090s can't come soon enough, but I was eating up the VRAM. I turned my T-Law down to 160, turned frame gen off, and it was still just, and that wasn't even streaming. So I said, you know what, screw it, let's just Alt F4 that whole idea, jump into something that I've actually rekindled the fire for, the A320 Neo from FlyByWire. A big part of it has to do with the profile Team Vodka put together for the Moza AB9 base. It really just kind of smooths out, not even smooths out, it just really enhances the hand flying characteristics, in my opinion, with our Moza AB9 base. That's what we'll be using today. And I just, you know, the sounds, you can't go wrong with the sounds. The sounds are great. So I've been in love with this airplane since I've been flying it here on 24, and it's going to be a fun little flight. It's a short flight today. We got 1 hour en route. We're headed down to Cancun, Mexico. Look at that. Is that a RJ85 over there? Man, that's juicy. Oh, I'm sorry, we're in Cancun. We're headed up to Miami, Florida. So we'll escape the rain here in Cancun. Hopefully get a nice sunny flight across the Gulf of Americas. Is that what we're calling it now? The Gulf of Americas, headed up to Miami, Florida. So I hope you all are ready for this one. Now, there's a couple other things I want to announce. First and foremost, I do have my Piston Duke running in 2024, and it is absolutely amazing. Might have to do that stream after this. So if you want to see Piston Duke stuff, stick around. And also, somebody mentioned that the VIP missions are now fixed with PC-12s and CJ-4s in North America. If this is true, please let me know in the chat, because that might mean we have to do a Barry Seal op. So we'll have to figure that one out, if that is indeed true or not. That's going to be a tough one. Barry Seal ops or Piston Dukes. I mean, Piston Duke is absolutely a juice. So I forgot, we flew the 414 yesterday, which was amazing, a lot of fun. Thanks for those who flew along with us there. But when I got back in the Duke, oh man, I remembered why I fell in love with the Duke so much. So, all right, let's go ahead and hop in the cockpit here. We'll get the airplane fired up. I can't get the jet bridge to connect, but to connect, that's neither here nor there for right now. It's fine. We'll just use air stair boarding. How about that? So, Vodka says I might get out the 414 again because I only have the turbine Duke. Ooh, you only have the turbine? Dude, Vodka, just quit wasting time and get the Piston Duke. It's absolutely awesome. Medusa says, I found at least 3 VIPs for CJ4 earlier. All right. Very cool. Medusa, what about PC-12? Can you do PC-12 VIP charter? Because that would be a lot of fun, too. And, like, what are the lengths of the routes? Are they 5 hours long, or are they kind of like what they've always been? So that would be interesting to check out in Barry Seal Aviation. So, all right, let's go ahead and get this aircraft fired up here. We'll get the dome light on bright. We'll get the integral lights on here. Going to let the airplane come to life. I do have Mini FCU working, so I have to apologize to Chaos. I don't know why I said it wasn't working with this, but my Mini FCU appears to be working just fine with the fly-by-wire. Let me just double check. Oh, no, I'm a liar. It's not working. It says it's connected. Oh, the speeds work. Well, that's peculiar. Heading works. The only thing that doesn't work is the altitude scroll. Well, that is interesting. Vertical speed works. Okay, well, we'll use half of it then, or 2/3 of it. I don't know what's up with that. Maybe I got to update something. Who knows? Private charter the client at 172. Please keep the Wi-Fi on during this flight. Oh, man. I have both planes, and you can choose which one to use. All right, very, very cool, man. We might have to go ahead and pick up. What about King Air, Medusa? C90 King Air, is that possible? That would be cool. All right, here we go. Let's fire up the rest of this airplane. Crew supply, ground control, CVR test. Boom. All right, that goes Captain Purrs. Captain, get our ADIRs into the alignment phase. Strobe auto, nav position 1. No portable electric devices switch will go into the auto position. We'll do a fire test 1, fire test 2, and 3. Beautiful. We'll juice it up here. That should be out and on, but that looks good enough for me. We'll come down here. We'll do a status, a recall, normal, ILS is aligned. Where my ground spoilers are? Let's go ahead and disarm those suckers. Let's make sure everything else. Engine's off. Park brake is set. Okay, cool. All right, now the hardware matches. All right, FMGC. Let's go ahead and initialize. Fly-by-wire. Pull my flight plan, please. Do it right. Here we go. I can confirm only CJ4 and PC-12. Okay, no worries, Medusa. All right, I will have to take a look into it, man. I will have to take a look into it because that in of itself is going to be pretty sweet to have that working on VIP charter. All right, let's do a Magic Barrel ref. Come back down here. Flight plan is loaded. We're going to do cost index 75, though, or I guess it doesn't work, right? We'll just 88 for right now. Flight plan, Cancun Tower and ATIS is up. November, or correction, Mike is the ATIS code. Winds are 020 at 4, departing 12 right. 3 miles in rain. Okay, so we'll go ahead and 12 right for departure. Let me check this out. I did believe I fixed it. Please work. Don't make me a liar. Yay! All right. I'm going to make the size larger, though. Let's go back to settings here. We got to make you a little bit larger so I can read you. Cool, that's fine. All right. We're going to unload this flight plan, import flight. I'm going to bring you back down where you belong, down here in the bottom right-hand corner of my screen. Import flight from SimBrief, please. Thank you. That's us, Cancun to Miami. It has us on a 30 left, but we'll have to change that. I tell you what, looking at the SIDs, 30 left is going to be different for the 1-2 right. So we originally filed the NUDA-1 Fox, but 1-2 right, I'm not going to load it in here until, let's just call clearance, because sometimes they give you the RNAV, sometimes they give you the regular departure, but we'll call them first to get our clearance. So let's go ahead and call tower on 18.1, and before we actually call, we will start the fueling and loading process here. So we'll come back over to our fancy EFB. We'll make sure we've got the sim brief data. We do have the correct fuel. That is good. Let's go over here, 4 minutes. We'll go ahead and do real time. We'll begin the fueling process for the fuel truck, and we don't have GSX, so we don't have to worry about looking at anything. Let's give ground a call. I need to fix my push to talk.
Yes, sir. We're switching over to see that we are landing now. Runways 12, so we're approaching UN 500 for the establishing on the 12 right approach.
Sadly, I got this weird field clearing on the CJ4. Medusa, I've seen that too. I'm not sure how to fix that. Cancun Tower, good afternoon. Frontier Flight 357 information. Mike, clearance to Miami, please.
Frontier Flight 357, Cancun Tower, good afternoon. I do not have a flight plan file for you.
Ah, that's my bad. Stand by. We'll call you back. I completely screwed that up because I had to change it when I had the A300 filed. Let me refile this. Prefile Iveo Premium. Give me a second. Sorry, Lepton. It's my bad. I had to pull my old one. File. Rookie moves. Rookie moves. Where's wrong side? Slap him on the wrist. Unacceptable. Well, I try beyond ATC. It's on the list of things to do, Atul. It's on the list of things to do. Not super high priority just yet, but I think if we do try beyond ATC or one of those AI ATC services, the likelihood of that happening will be greater the more we get back into our Barry Seal logistics flying, which I really want to do. It's just I went down the twin Cessna rabbit hole the last couple days. We did the 404, then the 414, and now I really want to fly the Duke because I got it up and running in 2024. So it's not that I don't love Barry Seal ops. I absolutely do love them. Just not enough time in a day. And Cancun Tower, Frontier Flight 357. You got our clearance now to Miami?
A firm for Frontier Flight 357 clear to Miami as filed. Climb via Nudal 1 Alpha departure to flight level 200, squawk 3227.
Good, Miami as filed. Nudal 1 Alpha, flight level 200, squawk 3227 for Frontier Flight 357.
Flight 357, read back is correct, call ready for taxi.
We'll call you ready for taxi, Frontier Flight 357. All right, we're as filed on a NUDA 1 Alpha. NUDA 1 Alpha. Boom, we'll go ahead and insert that. All the way up to Miami. Going into Miami, arrival, I'm going to expect the ILS, I'm going to expect the ILS 27 in Miami, I think. ILS 27. And our flight plan had us going on the Sandbar 3 off of Maxime. So we'll load up the Sandbar 3, Novia, and Maxime. Insert. Beautiful. GPS primary. Flight plan is in. Nothing in the secondary. Progress page. We'll put Mike a uniform November in there. Perf and Knit B. We'll leave you right there. How's our block fuel looking? Block fuel is almost done. We'll stand by on that. Let's go ahead and begin. We got 1 minute left, and then we'll begin the boarding process. So we'll go ahead and get the APU primed up. Oop, wrong switch. And execute. Take a listen. Oh, heard the flap open. What's the best way to get in touch with you for a business discussion? Send me an email through my YouTube page and or a DM through Discord. The first CJ4 flight I saw is 9.5 hours, pretty much coast to coast. Oh, jeez. Okay, we might not be doing the CJ4 VIP. That checks with previous VIP flights, though, the CJ4. What about PC-12? PC-12 still coast to... Can't be coast to coast. B1 is forever alone today. Yeah, I'm always alone, man. Well, actually, there was a couple. I got a 146 and another Frontier flight over there. I don't know if they're with us or not. We'll go ahead and start the chrono. We'll get VOR, constraint mode on. Refueling is done. We got 12.4 that's on board. Let's go ahead and get the fuel tank pumps on. Seatbelt sign on. We'll load 12.4 in the block fuel location and commence the boarding process. So we'll go to payload. And real time is 14 minutes. Fast time is 3. Let's do 3 minutes. Begin the boarding process, please. Let me see if I can get my altitude selector working. Nope, no altitude selection available. So let's go ahead and set flight level 200. I need to reset the flight directors here. All right, there we go. Climb nav blue. 1FD2 is set. Turn down the PFD brightness a tad.
All aircraft Aegis information mic is now current QNH 3018.
3018 is set on the QNH. We don't have sim bridge, but we'd have terrain on. Everything else looks good down here. We got a minute on the time before we start the APU bleed. I guess they're adding air refueling for the CJs. Yeah. Well, you could, Jonah. You could do it. You could go east. Well, shoot. I don't know. I don't think you could do that actually. That CJ4. I was gonna say you might be able to go west to east, but I don't know, man. You'd have to be step climb and as lean as possible. I don't know. That's going to be a tough one. But if it says 9 hours, it's probably not 9 hours. It's 1,100 nautical miles. And that's a CJ4. It should be able to do it. That's a CJ4 can go over 2,000, right? I think a CJ4 can do 2,000 nautical miles, like max. Should be able to take it out 1,100 miles. 9 hours at 46 knots. A300 got sharklets? Vladimir, what's going on, my friend? Welcome in. Yeah, A300 got sharklets. Look, I want to like the Any Builds aircraft because they're making some good ones. We got the 330, A300, A350 is coming. L1011 was announced. I don't know if it might just be my rig. My 4080, my RTX 4080, I do not enjoy flying those airplanes with my RTX 4080. It bricks it. It absolutely brings it to its knees. Which is strange because we did one flight in the A300 Premium and it actually was very enjoyable. So I don't know if there's something that's happened or if there's been an update that's causing something. I did have to update my Any Builds Premium 300, but there's something going on today. Maybe it was because I was on the ground in Miami, but I feel like with the T-Lod set at 160, not streaming, I shouldn't be maxing out my VRAM on the ground. So I'm gonna hang tight on it. The nose wheel steering bugs are annoying to me. Like, why do I have to reload? And then the force quit on exit. That's like, come on, man. And I know they can't do anything until Microsoft fixes it or something. I think that's what they said. Microsoft has to force an update to get rid of that, but I don't know. All right, boarding is complete. Flight level 200 is set. Let me look at the plan, make sure the FlyByWire actually drew this out here properly. The new dial 1 alpha. Yeah, it's basically 415, 413. Let's go back to charts.
Ladies and gentlemen from the flight deck, on behalf of myself, your captain, the first officer and cabin crew, I'd like to take this time to welcome you aboard our flight. We're just wrapping up some paperwork up front here and waiting to see final numbers from the ground crew, then we'll be on our way. Flight attendants will be coming through the cabin shortly with a very important safety briefing. We do ask that you give them your full, undivided attention as
Yep, that's us right there, Alpha 415, that checks.
We do appreciate your business having you aboard this flight. If there's anything we do to make your flight any more enjoyable, please don't
Got it. 4080 sucks, I'll take it from you. Hey, Vladimir, I'm going to probably give away the 4080 if I can get my hands on a 5090 because I got a 3090 on my home PC. I don't think I will need a 4080 sitting around, so I will try to do a giveaway with that if I can get a hold of a 5090. That is the plan. We shall see. I'm sure everybody else has the same plan. All right. We are loaded up. Let's go ahead and put in our zero fuel 131.9 and 33.5. 131.9 and 33.5. That checks. Now let's try to calculate our V speeds here. I remember we had to do this after we already took off. Let's go ahead and see if I can find this. All right, takeoff data ICAO. Fill data from there. Cool, let's do that. 12 right. Runway condition is wet. And calculate. Very cool. All right, I like that, chaos. I like it. 45, 45, 45 flaps 1. Sus. We're going to modify that. We're going to go 145, 145, 153. And we're going to do a flap, wait, out of range. Oh, 153. And we're going to do a flap 2. THS, according to the fuel, is going to be... We got to start it up, don't we? 33.5. We'll take a look at that after we get engine started. 33.0. Pretty much, we'll leave it pretty much neutral. I think we'll be fine. We're pretty close. All right, that's all buttoned up. He said call for taxi.
1013, welcome, safe parking.
Stand by 1.
All right, Cerviches, let's go ahead and get rid of the ground power, close the door, push back. We may need to push back onto the taxiway, so let's give him a call one more time here. Charts, taxi, 10-9 page. We're off Bravo. Cancun Tower, Frontier Flight 357 over here at Terminal 3. We might need to push on to Bravo.
Frontier Flight 357, push and start on Bravo is approved. Call ready for taxi.
Call ready taxi, Frontier Flight 357. All right, we're cleared. Push and start.
Tower JetBlue 1050. We're going to be parking Terminal 2.
Beacon's coming on.
15.
Dome lights coming
Flight
off.
attendants, arm doors, and cross-check.
Roger, JetBlue 1013, taxi via Delta. Bravo, correction, Delta, Charlie, Bravo 8 to ramp.
4-start checklist. Windows, doors, and slides. They are closed and armed.
Bravo,
Beacon is
Charlie.
on. Thrust levers
Delta,
idle.
Charlie,
Parking
and
brake
then Bravo
is
8
on.
to ramp.
4-start checklist is complete. Let's go ahead and attach the pushback system. Confirm. Call the tug, please. What's up, Josh? Just solder some VRAM on it. Yeah, easy peasy, man. Easy peasy. Gonna have a rainy, sloppy departure here out of Cancun in my favorite livery. That's the wrong route, night bot, or spoilers up. Uh-oh, what happened there? We're going Cancun to Miami, my friend. All right, let's go ahead and push backwards. Cockpit to ground, brakes released, clear to push. We need to go nose. It's tail driven this way. Tug speed. We're pushing. Whenever I can, contact David for will do. Especially now that I got my Duke up, D-Lo. Now that I got my Duke up and running. Longest flight I've done in a CJ was just had over 4 hours from Santa Barbara to Missouri with 120 knot tailwind at 450, and that was pushing it. Really? All right, well, we may be hosed if we try to do some of those missions then. We'll have to take a look at it on Barry Seal Logistics, because I really want to...
Tower, just to let you know, we broke out of the clouds at about 350 feet above the ground.
Was that from JetBlue Register, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Push complete, set brakes. Brakes are set. Tug pin coming out the front. Let's go ahead and start them up. Engine mode to ignition start. Bleed pressure's on. Starting engine 1. Got to love it. This is the juice one here. Let's turn up the sounds. Welcome to Boris Audio Works. Starting 1. That light off just hits different, man. That just hits different.
Tanker Tower Frontier Flight 2095, ready for takeoff.
Ooh, it sounds like a zippy zapple. There's bus transfer.
Front to flight 29, correction, front to flight 20905.
Waiting for the avail.
Runway 12 right, QNH 3018.
Avail light is on.
Bravo 4.
Starting
Charlie,
engine 2.
Charlie 9er and hold short of 12 right.
Copy QNH, Bravo 4 via Charlie, down to Charlie 9 for 12 right, Frontier Flight 295.
Am I going to test a new update for the 339? No, not me, man. Those are the best startup sounds in the sim. Make sure you hit that like button.
Flight
So
attendants,
good.
please prepare for takeoff.
Alright, we're started up. We'll go here, we'll go here. We're doing the flaps. Default sounds, Delta Lima. That comes default with the fly-by-wire airplane. Absolutely amazing. Alright, 2 good starts. APU bleed is coming off. APU master switch is coming off. It's a wet taxi out, so we'll go ahead and do everything right now. 33.5. That looks good enough to me. Up or down 0.8. Here we go. Flight controls. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Rudder. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Auto brakes. Max takeoff config is checked. We go radar on. Auto. 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 Let's go. And Cancun Tower. Frontier Flight 57 ready taxi with the mic.
Frontier Flight 357, runway 12 right, QNH 3018, taxi via Bravo, Charlie 9er, hold short of 12 right.
12 right, Bravo, Charlie 9er, hold short 12 right for Frontier Flight 357. Alright, so Bravo churns into Charlie 9er's at the end, so we're straight out on the inner. Bravo turns into Charlie. Let's go. Taxi lights on, brakes released. Hey, who's cutting me off there? Ooh, look at that 321. That's juicy. Brake check. Pressure 0. time to take this plane out and dust and fly. It is, Delta Lima. Tell you what, man, it's a fun little bird to fly. This is the Airbus that saved Microsoft 2020 for me. Alright, waiting on the cabin, check. Another takeoff config, check. Waiting on the cabin. We're looking good. Which engine variant has the whale sounds? Well, technically, I guess they both whale, but nothing whales like the LEAP. On startup, anyway. The Pratt's whale when you increase thrust. All V1 votes are Banana Republic. It's true, AJ. Look, I tried, guys. I tried 2020. I can't. I just can't. It's I have no enjoyment. I load into the sim and I'm like, ugh. I don't enjoy this anymore. I just don't. Ground handling is a big one. Color palette's a big one. Sky color is a big one. Aircraft handling is a big one. Yeah, some of my favorite airplanes are still in 2020. But I just can't. I just can't. I've drank all the Kool-Aid, y'all. Drank all the Kool-Aid. This is Bravo 7. We need that marketplace to open up. We're not going to listen to this wiper anymore. It's driving me nuts. We need the marketplace to open up so we can properly download parts of the world and properly get third-party sceneries. Delta Lima, this is 2024, my man. This is 2024. Chaos says FL or Final Lap and FLS should be coming this year. Ooh, as well as a split McDo. Really? Well, you had my curiosity, Chaos. Now you have my attention. Does the FlyByWire need to work well in 24? I haven't had a single issue with it yet. Knock on wood.
Franklin Tower, American
So if I have an issue with it this year,
you're looking for IFR in Miami.
Atmos does wonders for 2020. Yes, Jaffo, it does wonders, but still at the end of the day,
Good afternoon. You're clear to Miami
it's not
via
2024.
The climb via Noodle 1 Alpha departure to flight level 200, squawk code 4.
Is it true all Airbus start engine 1 first now? Man,
To the Miami
330 driver makes a
Noodle
video
1
coming around
Alpha
and
departure.
changed. Yeah, we've
Flight
been
level
starting engine 1 in the US
4274,
since
American level
since
05.
Airbus was invented.
American 1105, readback is correct. Call ready for taxi, runway 12 right.
And I've been preaching it for years,
call
and
for
everyone's
taxi,
been like, well,
American
you don't know what you're talking
1105.
about. I'm like, okay, well, talk to the engineer who I talked to in 2000.
Until flight 20995, advise ready for departure.
I understand SOPs will
we're ready
dictate an
for
engine
overall
to
as soon
start
as we
for
get there.
different airlines. I totally understand that. And there's really no harm in starting 2 first. It just, all it does is if I said, hey, taxi to this runway, and you have one option, or you have 2 options. Which one are you going to go? I'm going to pick 2 options. So more options always better. If you start engine 1 first, you decide you don't want to start engine 2, you can single engine taxi. You got redundancies. If you start engine 2 first, you can single engine taxi, but now you're going to have run PTU, and it's not going to be comfortable, and you lose nose wheel steering redundancy, and no. I was crucified for many years on this channel for starting engine 1 first. I'm like, okay, the largest Airbus operator in the entire world starts engine 1 first. I think they have a reason. We need a new external model for the FlyByWire. Can't stand the Azobo model. Dead to me. Well, here's the thing, Andre. I agree with you there. It'd be nice to have a whole model. But this livery, this Use Air West guy, I mean, it really juices it up. Juices it up, indeed. But I agree with you. Does Atmos add more volume to clouds, cumulus and such? Not really. It's not really adding volume to the clouds, no. So it's not as good as 2024, but it gets rid of a lot of the gray, potato, and yellow hues in the sim that really aren't apparent 24/7. There are some lighting conditions where there is some yellow. You know, you'll see some yellow hues in the sky, but 2024, when I look at 2024, all I see is, I feel like I'm looking at a sepia filter. Because, and I think that's just because I've been in 2024 literally since launch day, so I'm so used to what 2024 looks like. Maybe the Germans still don't trust the French. They still start 2. I mean, look, like I said, everyone's going to have their own SOP. I bet their SOP is start 2 first unless you single engine taxi, then start 1 first. So save the ink on the paper. Just say start 1 first, and then you can decide if you're going to single engine taxi or not. Andre N, thanks for the 10-month support, man. Hope all is well. We need more planes for 24. Yes, we do, Andre. We do. We need more planes for 24. We really, really need the F-28s, man. Or at least I want them, because after flying that DC-9, I really want an old school bird again. And that's why I was going to try to do the A300 today, and I don't know, man.
Flight 357, runway 12 right, line up and wait.
12 right, line up and wait, Frontier Flight 357. I just couldn't get excited, man. It had some issues, and I just... yeah. Alright, line up and wait, clear left. .73 Classic would be absolutely sweet, man. I would love just more classic airplanes in general. No idea, Jimmy, and I thought the marketplace would be open by now. I really did. I thought it'd be like, you know, January. It doesn't look like it's going to be January. One two right confirmed. Tell you what, textures in the, like for the runway in 2024 by this is all default. It still looks pretty good for default. I actually did this wrong. There we go. Alright, who's ready? We doing it from outside, inside? Are we doing the packs off? Probably not, because y'all never hit the like button. Y'all are allergic to the like button. I think 250 for packs off. That ain't gonna happen, it looks like. No marketplace until they fix out how to sell prepaid cards. HJ's such a hater. I uninstalled 2020 a month ago. That Kool-Aid is done for. I'm very, very close, man. The only reason I only have like 4 planes in my 2020 folder. The only reason it's floating around is because I'm like, what if the Bluebird 75 drops? That's really the only reason that it's floating around on my hard drive right now. Checking in just prior to takeoff. Aviator Nick, good to see you, my friend. Been a while. Hope you're doing well. We did some New Zealand flying yesterday. I normally don't like to set the brake on this. Yeah, what are we doing, Lepton? Forget about me? What's the outside air temp? Should we be running engine NIS? Nah, it's plus 21. We're good. Austin, yeah, I don't...
Flight 357, runway 12 right, wind is calm, clear for takeoff, airborne, monitor 122, decimal 8.
12 right, clear for takeoff, airborne over to 22.8. Thanks for the ATC, Frontier Flight 3%. Alright, let's pull them up 50. Yoga's in chat. Let's go, turn that chat blue. If you can't hit the like button, at least you can turn the chat blue for me. Yoga. So nice. Alright, man, Toga SRS runway, auto thrust. How it continues to fade in here as you roll down the runway is so real. I absolutely love it. Thrust set. Simulations. 100 knots, check. V1. Rotate. Positive rate, gear up, fly with. Gosh, that's awesome. Oh man, look at that rain streaking. I feel like we're almost stalling it. Lower the nose a little bit there. Wow, we're getting into the thick of it now. Let's go ahead and stay inside here. Ooh, a little bit choppy. Thrust reduction. Thrust climb, speed checks, flaps 1. SB, flap 0, F takeoff checklist. Wow, we are in some thickness right now. Do we have a radar on this, Chaos? I don't believe we do, right? No weather radar? Not even the default? I thought we had default weather radar. Alright, 2.1 for 5 over to 22.8 airborne. 22.8 is up. Cancun traffic, Frontier Flight 357, just off 12 right, passing 2,500 on the new DAW 1 Alpha up to the east. Cancun traffic. Since there's really not much to look at outside, we'll see if we can just fly the flight dredges. We'll fly it published here for a minute. Speed alt constraint star. We're going to be at or below 5. Aviator Nick, you got married? Oh, well, congratulations, man. That's fantastic. Congratulations. $1,000 to level off. Hey, we are in the soup. As soon as we hit 515, we should be up to thrust climb. Thrust climb, open climb. Back up about 10 degrees there. Outside air temp check, 2-1 still, we're looking good. Oh, stand by for breakout. Stand by for 2024 breakout. AP1 engaged. Max breakout juice. Fake out. Fake out, breakout. Come on. I know you're there. Juice incoming. Oh, here we go. Look at that volumetric, nice clouds. Should be bright white as we get on the top of this. Dark gray, because they're thick enough. There we go. Bright white as we break out on top. Dark gray down there on the bottom. Look at that. Came out of a vertical development cloud right there. Everything looks washed out on the wing, but that's, if you've ever really done that and sat back here as a passenger, that looks pretty realistic. I don't know why that one spoiler panel's a different color. Might be just a glitch. Look at that. I'll turn the sim sounds down a little bit. Love it. All right, now we can brighten up our PFD and ND again here. Got a little bit dark. A little bit dark. Oh, we're going to clip this cloud here. Let's just see if we get any turb as we go through this. Just the tip of this cloud. See that? Oh, yeah. Yep. The wing's starting to wobble a little bit. Definitely got some light chop going through here. All right, we're out of 10,000 feet. We'll go ahead and kill the lights. Seatbelts, or not seatbelts. That's coming off forward call. Out of 10K. We're going to accelerate. We're going to do, since there's a possibility that We're going to do the Duke stream in a little bit. I'm going to hurry this flight up. It's only an hour en route, so a hint of chop. That was no change, 100% change there. Smoothing out. Just a hint of chop. Just a hint. 5090 reviews are out. I'm trying to be responsible and keep my 4090s. I don't know why people were like dogging the 5090, like, oh, it's not going to be good. I'm like, when is it? Yeah, is NVIDIA capitalizing on the market and not putting in, you know, more VRAM on the 5080? Yeah, of course, because they want you to buy a 5090. So, money makes the world go round, right? Yeah, people are like, oh, the 5090 is not that great, 4090 is better. Like, no, it's not going to be that way. We'll see, though. We'll see. I don't, you know, at MSRP, it looks like it's going to be a decent purchase. The problem is going to be MSRP. So, all you freaking miners out there hogging up all the cards. 32 gigabyte is the VRAM is the biggest selling point for me, Douglas. You know, 30% improvement overall. I mean, really, honestly, my 4080, graphics-wise, has been great. Hell, my 3090's been great. But I need the VRAM, man. I need that VRAM. No miners, just scalpers. That's what I meant, yeah, just scalpers. My old grandma's old Pentium is better than a 5090. You know what? I think that's what the Airbus, I think that's what the CEOs, they're like a, oh no, they're Intel Celeron. I think the processor, there was a point at which our processors were like Intel Celeron. I remember when I first started flying the Airbus, it was just really slow, much more laggy than it is now. I think it's been improved, but especially some of our older birds that are no longer with us. Coming from the E-Jet, I remember that was pretty snappy. So I would type and like the keys on the McDo were just like way behind. What's up, Jeremy? Good to see you, man. Would you be opposed to buying a used card? A used 5090? You know, I wouldn't be opposed to it, Jeremy. I've never bought a used GPU before, just because I feel like I don't know. You never know, right? You never know with anything used. I don't see why it would be an issue, but I guess if the price was right, go used. But I don't think there's going to be any used 5090s coming out, unless the like testing ones. During the pandemic, there were scalpers, but NVIDIA saw this and they started charging the scalper prices themselves. Yeah. My first laptop, FSX, had a Celeron. Yeah, I remember the commercials. Intel Celeron, or dun 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 dun. The Pentium 2. Pentium 2 is a big deal. Chaos bought a 4090 used at 1.5K. So that's what I'm saying. If you're buying a used 4090 at 1.5K, if I can get an MSRP 5090 with 32 gig of VRAM at 2K, I think it's well worth it. Problem is that can be possible. Bajoing Pilot, good to see you, my friend. Welcome to Commercial Pilot. Glad to have you on board. Welcome to the stream, man. If they let us just download the sim, we only need a little extra storage instead of GPUs. Yeah, I know. Well, and I hear about, how about this for tinfoil? I know we're not flying a Lear right now at 45,000 feet, but how about this for tinfoil? NVIDIA and Microsoft in it together, not releasing an update to the sim until the 5090s drop. That way everybody buys 5090s because they want the VRAM, but then the marketplace and the big update will come, which lowers VRAM. And that would make it like really not necessary, but they're in cahoots with each other. There we go. That's my tinfoil hat for you for this stream. Unless the seller flat out lies to you, cards are like cars. Buying used is fine and will get you good mileage still. All right. Well, unless the seller flat out lies to you, so you got to have a reputable seller, right? Nah, Lepton, the 5090 is coming out in 7 days, man. It's pretty good, Mr. Martini. It's pretty good, but it's not the best just because the wing, like the slat, the Fenix slat, like it's good. I'll tell you what, Mr. Martini, it's good, but the Fenix has still got it for sure. What would be interesting to see here is a Fenix Neo. Now that would be a very interesting... If Fenix, I don't think they're making a Neo, right? Amir said they weren't making a Neo, but if they ever did, please, for the love of Airbus, make it a Pratt & Whitney. I'm so tired of LEAP Neos. Every Neo we got is a LEAP. Since the inception of Neos, I think Tolus is the only Pratt & Whitney Neo out there. Can you lease a 5090? Don't get into a lease, man. It's a trap. Leases are traps. Tolus stream. Do I wish FlyByWire had a new radio panel? Nah, radio panel looks just fine. STDs are set. Oh, why do we only have 20 set? We need to climb. Where are we going? What was our cruise altitude? 35, 36. Now this will be interesting landing Miami. If my frames go kaput in Miami, then maybe that I was unfairly harsh on the 300, because maybe it's Miami, the default Miami just bricking the system. I don't know. If Fenix were doing a Neo, it would have both engine options. It probably would, yeah. Oh, Bill's Mafia. Phoenix 757. Phoenix anything, Bill's Mafia. I mean, think about it. Just anything. I want to see Phoenix do something with round gauges. Because the modeling is so good, the texturing is so good. Give me a classic. Give me a... I mean, even a 7.5, like you said. There's a lot of round gauge. There's a good mix of round gauge and glass in a classic 7.5. Anything. DC-9. 717. Eh, probably not a 717. MD-80. What about a regional jet from Phoenix? What about like a Phoenix CRJ? Or a Phoenix ERJ 145 series? That'd be kind of cool. Chaos, that's what I always thought, you know, making classics faster to develop because you have less computerized stuff. But I also wonder if it takes longer to get, you know, for the modeling, you know, to model all the round gauges, the needles inside. Like, I wonder what's easier to model, a PFD or a 6-pack. Now, the lazy devs, they just throw the G1000 in their airplane. They get a model and they just throw the default G1000 in there because that's easy. But there you go, DC-10, a Phoenix DC-10. Oh my gosh. I think that Bluebird 757 would be pretty close to Phoenix quality minus the ProSim background. We'll see, Captain McGee. Look, I'm fortunate because I'm typed on the 320 series, so I fully can take advantage of the ProSim background, of all of the intricate modeling in the systems of the subsystem system that's a subsystem of the system. The 757, I'm not typed on it, so I'm going to do my best, right? But I'm not going to know the difference of the subsystem subsystem of the subsystem in a 7.5 because I'm not typed on it. But having that depth is there, and I know we throw some shade on the Inibill's A300, but I mean they have a pretty decent level of on the line depth of level. So, you know, being able to operate all the main systems that you would operate normally is what needs to be there. Pneumatic system, air conditioning goes with pneumatic, but pneumatic air conditioning, fuel delivery system. You know, can you transfer fuel around? Hydraulics to an extent, at least make sure the hydraulics pressurize in accordance with how they should pressurize normally. So having those good on-the-line, quote-unquote, on-the-line systems, I think is where the sweet spot is for most simmers. Now, obviously, I would love every airplane to be as deep as the Phoenix, but that's just not reality. And then when I say failures, the reason I like to say, oh, it doesn't have failures or not have failures, when an airplane has failures modeled, you know the system depth is there. So even if you aren't using the failures per se, you know that the depth behind the systems is there. Enter the 146 series, the RJ85 series from Just Flight. I really enjoy that. I really enjoy that level of depth they have to. TFDI 717 was pretty good, Jaffo, and I'm been let down on the MD-11. I haven't tried that new update though. 717 needs to fade into obscurity and be forgot. Kyle Lewis, yeah, the Contour 145s, they float around here in DFW. Have the systems linked together be realistic? Have consequences incorrect? There you go. Yep. I don't mind devs releasing a medium simulated airplane as long as they are clear what their intention is. Exactly. Airsoft Messiah, why was I using the Blackbird 7.3 over the Throttletek? That was probably on the Max stream, right? The 737 Max. The reason for that being is when the Max was released, or that version of the Max, there was no hardware throttle lockout. And the Throttleteks, without a throttle lockout, it was acting like it wanted an active auto throttle for some reason. So it made the auto throttle system not function properly. So I had to use the Bravo for that. But it was good timing because I was able to test out and showcase the Blackbird 737 levers. But I think since that video, I think iFly has updated and added an auto throttle lockout function, which every airplane that I've flown in the sim has. It was just kind of weird the iFly didn't have that, but I'm pretty sure they fixed that issue. Have you seen the Airsoft CRJ update? No, I haven't, Felix. I saw someone murmuring about it in the Discord, but I haven't actually seen anything about it. I don't know what the update entails or anything like that. All right, let's go ahead and transition to Mach. Let's do a 7.9 climb out here. Man, we got a good tailwind already, 26 knots. We'll pick that up a little bit. We'll zoom up to 390 here. What's down there? Is that just all water still? All water still. Cool. Classic Dash or Metroliner would be awesome. Yes, it would. More props, man. So here's the thing. Kalen Penny, I understand turboprop modeling is kind of been a hot topic of discussion for Microsoft. Are there, how do I say this? The limitations that I've seen get worked around with Black Square, such as the TBM and even the Piston Dukes, or the turboprop Duke, I want to say it's good enough. It obviously can be improved, and I hope they keep improving it, but it is possible to have a decently modeled turboprop simulation. I think it just takes a lot of work from the dev because they have to do a lot of workarounds. Now, we haven't seen, I don't know if that was addressed in 2024 at all. I don't know if the turboprop default modeling handling has been addressed at all in 2024, so I don't know if that would make it easier or harder, if there's still a lot of limitations with it, but yeah, I miss props, man. We need props. All sorts of props.
PV1 Fenix need create a 321,320 Neo PW engines whale
Super
sound
deal.
and a 321
Thanks for the bank angle check, my man.
P2F.
Yeah, Neo Pratt & Whitney's whale sound, a freighter 321, that would be something. I don't think that's coming though. I think Fenix would have said something or hinted something by now. I'm still clasping to the straws that Fenix is working on a 7.3 Classic. That's what I'm going to hold on to. I would be thoroughly shocked if they came out with a Neo series. I think that they would also, maybe they're making their next airplane will be some other type of Airbus, you know, so maybe an A330 with the hair dryer engines. What's that? The 300 or the A340 300. Maybe they're making some type of wide body Airbus, but I'm gonna hang on to my classic 7.3 vibes. Yeah, Captain McGee, I would like to see that Max 8 updated for 24. It must be harder than anticipated for most devs, because really, I would have thought we'd seen some more. I mean, Just Flight and Fenix are really the only two that have kind of come out swinging for 2024. The RJ85 was dropped into 24 pretty rapidly, and it works great. I actually just did a test sector on it last night. I'm getting ready to do a stream in that here. And I'm hoping, I saw they posted something about the F-28 coming to 2024, which will be awesome. Fenix should work on a Fokker. That would be cool. I wish PMDZ would pull their stuff to 24. Yeah, they're waiting for the sim update. I think a lot of them are, Bo. I think a lot of them are. The Q400, Alexander Bellini. Yeah, the Q400 is going to be fantastic if it makes its way over. Majestic had a very high bar back in the day. They set a very high bar for turbo prop liners in that Majestic Dash 8. So if they bring it over, it will be amazing. Force Raptor says, not great news on Black Square, though. First release might be Caravan, then Starship mid-year. Oh, no. Why'd you hear that for? Where'd you hear that, Force Raptor? See, I could take or leave the Starship. I'll be... Hey, if they release a standalone Caravan, I'll be just as excited for that, though. Count me in. I wish they were working on their Dukes, though. Or King Air. Do a standalone King Air is what we need, man. They're holding for the fix in 24 SDK. Pretty much everyone is, so they can port 20 planes easier. Interesting, huh? Evan D, we are going from Miami to, or excuse me, from Cancun to Miami, my friend. Cancun to Miami. PMDG gets behind, I think. Oh, you deleted it. Marconi plays. Oh. The Mamba. Am I going to fly a Citation X? Yeah. Is someone making a Citation X? If it's in 24, count me in, man. I'll fly pretty much anything that comes to 24 right now. I just... My excitement for the 2020 has gone away. Which is sad, because I remember being super excited when 2020 was in its prime, but I've been spoiled. Flight FX Citation 10. Oh, yeah, Flight FX, yeah. But is that, I don't know if that's coming for 24. I think they've been working on that for a while in 2020. DC-8 would be nice. Man, after flying that DC-9, I feel like I need to try the Aeroplane Heaven DC-8 just because I don't know if it could be any worse than that DC-9 we flew. John Martin, yeah, you're probably on something there. I wouldn't disagree with you. I've been hoping since the pre-alpha of 2020, I was hoping there'd be a standalone PC version of Microsoft Flight Simulator. But that's not where the money is, man. I think, what did they say? PC users are like less than 10% of the entire Flight Simulator market. So just let that sink in. They could care less about PC. It's all about the money. Have you found any VIP for the CJ4? Have them pop up in the USA and Australia? Beard Bean, yes. I haven't seen any, but we were talking about that earlier. I guess they have worked on and fixed some CJ4 and PC-12 missions. I'm going to take a peek at that after we land, just to see. We might have to buy a PC-12 VIP mission, or PC-12 VIP bird, do some VIP ops in PC-12. I saw someone call the Citation 10 the fastest airplane between repair shops. Are you interested in vintage planes at all? Junkers, JU-52, all analog triprop is at 24, quite a thing. Really? I'm familiar with the Junkers. Let me pull up an image real quick. JU-50. Is that like a World War II bomber? Or we're talking... Yeah, World War II. That's like the knockoff tri-motor. That looks very peculiar. That's in 2024, you say, huh? Who made it? A cockpit, you talk about old school. Dang, that thing is a really old school. I mean, that could be interesting. I might have to take a peek into that. Whoever said that, appreciate you. I'll investigate that one. I will investigate that Junkers JU-52. Looks like it has potential. Some tri-prop action. That's something I haven't flown in the sim. What are we over? Cuba? Cuba. Yeah, we spent all day climbing up here to 39,000 feet. 1,000 feet to level off. Check. It's been pretty smooth. Let's go ahead and turn that seatbelt sign off. Let them roam while they can. BN Tri-Islander. Yeah. Do you guys want to see any... You probably don't care about that stuff. I'm kind of interested in doing the firebombing stuff after watching Blue Game's video. He did a good video on that firebomber. Got me kind of interested in that. Aside from the Bourse, looks like the depth is going to be really well done for the BizJet. Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely, man. That Flight FX is, I'm excited for that one. Oh, Dassault Falcon I mean, so who had the Falcon? FlySimware. FlySimware had a Falcon 50 back in the day. I would love to see FlySimware surprise us all with the Falcon 50. Could you imagine a FlySimware Falcon 50 Team Vodka native in 24? Take what they learned with the Lear, and I know the Lear is still work in progress, but take what they've learned from the Lear, use all new technology for 2024, and give us a Tri-Jet Falcon 50. That would be the bee's knees, my man. There's only one thing cooler than a Tri-Jet Falcon 50, and that's a Tri-Jet 727. But the Falcon 50 is close in there. FSS did a 727 with the mod pack for the oil spill swim climb. They did. I haven't messed with it. Like I said, I'm only on 2024 mostly right now. And I have a version, a testing version. They actually pulled a compatible version because they were having too many issues with 2024, but they are working on it. They are still working on that 727, and I believe they're still working on a passenger version. I don't know what the status is, though, for 24 compatibility, because I know some key items were definitely broken with that 727 in 24. So I will say this, though, having the new lighting and the rendering like at the cockpit was fantastic when I messed around with it. I still have it installed. I thought I saw Contrail said I have an update for it. I might have to check. I wouldn't want to learn how to fly older jets, but thinking about a good 727 or 70 might have to learn. Yeah. Now listen to this guy interrupting my stream here. Fake Deuce pilot this is.
Please keep your feet and elbows clear from the aisle as the flight attendants will be coming through the cabin with galley cars shortly. Also, one more reminder to please refrain from congregating to the front galley where the flight deck door is located. Thank you.
727 on 2024 be nice? Yeah, it is. It is nice. I mean, I have it installed. I don't think anything says. I don't think I've signed anything. I don't think they've told me that I can't. Because you guys know, I was like early access to that bird, doing testing with it. I don't think there's anything that says I can't fly it. I'll show y'all. Let me check the status. Oh, did they change their? Let me see here. The beta version of the 727. Let me see what this latest update is here. There was a latest patch for the 727, 833 kilohertz radio, now standard ICAO frequency, cool. Touchdown, floating nose, main gear, GNS XLS. Isn't there? Yeah, they have a new FMS, right? GNS XLS SID Star. But I believe this is all for 2020, right? I don't believe it's for 2024. Because they have that new GNS stuff. No, I'm not under NDA. I'm not under NDA, AJ. There is a ping though. Alright, what we got? Miami Centa 3517. We've only got 250 miles to go. 286. Destination fuel below min. That's interesting. What is it? 3517. Let's do 80. Miami, good afternoon. Frontier Flight 357, level 390.
Fetch Flight 357, Miami Center, good afternoon.
I don't like that spoiler panel that's jacked up there. There we go. That's realistic. We need an MD-11 stream soon. What, Mr. Leahy? Was that update significant? How big was that update? I know y'all were saying there's a big update. I never actually read the change log.
To maintain 3,000.
TFDI design. Let me see. Announcements? Did they even post announcements? Oh no, that's not TFDI. Yeah, it is TFDI. Where was the update? MD-11 Paro stream? That one was a lot of fun, dude. It still is a Potato 3D model? Oh, that's not good. I was hoping maybe the big update was working on the 3D model. I'll tell you this much. The DC-9 cockpit was not that different. Almost better than the TFDI MD-11 cockpit, which is saying something. And there are some really rough spots on that DC-9 cockpit, like I showed you, just straight up flat. Uh-oh. You gotta be kidding me.
American 987, ready for departure.
American 987, RNet.
Are we still live?
Runway 26 left, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff left, American 987.
I had Discord open.
Blue
That always
44, right
freaking
tango
crashes
5,
my
right
stuff.
tango, hold short of 30.
Right Tango 5, right.
You've got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me.
Nose forward on the 6.
I wonder if it's because I had Discord open. I heard people talk about the air rack causing CTD. You have got to be kidding me. Should have done the A300. Mm. 138.47 is when the sim crashed. I don't see any other. I heard a ding. VSS service shutting down due to idle timeout. What is VSS? And then right after that it crashed. Moap crash. Flight Simulator 24EXE. I did update my air rack. Stripper fell off her stage and broke the thing. Her legs. For crying out loud. I wonder if it has to do... You know what I've done is I added a Navigraph Charts app file to fix my Navigraph. And I wonder if that might have been what's causing issues. Should I get on a flight this afternoon? Yeah, let's do Dukes later. I'll tell you what, I'll schedule a Dukes. I'm not going to boot it back up now. I mean, that just... I don't know. Definitely not booting up 2020. 2020 is still worse than Crash the Desktop. I think what happened, though, it's so hard to tell, but I know running, that's why I never open Discord. That's why I never open Discord when I'm streaming, because I have linked Discord to crashing my sim. But, yeah. I'll schedule a stream later for the, what's it called? For the Duke. Alright. '2024 is the future, my friends. Don't let anybody tell you different. 2020 is dead to me still. Let it crash. It's still far superior. I might just axe the whole air rack thing just to see for a little bit. Alright. I'm going to go out. I'm going to get something to eat, and I will schedule up a stream here probably around, let's call it at least over an hour from now, 2:45 or so. Right around there. We'll do some Duke flying. Hopefully we don't have a crash. So until then, I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay safe. Stay healthy. I'm V1. See ya.